Understand something. Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie! That felt good! Yowie wowie. Let me in.
Hello, Fireflies. You are all let in officially, and we are the Insiders. Welcome to another episode of Abby's Window on a Monday. We are thrilled we could join you guys today and that you have joined us in return. We are psyched up because we got a big show. Again, this storyline has been awesome. And no question, it was the same on this week's SmackDown. We got a lot to talk about, including some other breaking news we got this morning about a change of venue for WWE and what that's going to look like. And if you're fans of Mad Max and Tina Turner, we don't need another hero. Thunderdome is what apparently we're getting. And this plays into Bray as well, and we'll talk to you about that in just a little bit. So let me introduce everybody. As I have Jeff with me, as well as, of course, our resident Abby, Jodie. Jeff, how are you doing? And then Jodie, we will go to you and get our impressions on what went down on SmackDown on Friday. So, how are you guys?
I am doing fantastically well this evening. I'm ready to discuss all things Bray Wyatt in this crazy feud that we have with Braun Strowman.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Jodie, what did you think about what we got on a Friday? So, of course, I'll run it down quick. We had an interview with Alexa Bliss. They talked to her about what it was like being, captured by the Fiend, and also about her past with Braun Strowman. And then, the end of the interview, she kind of, looked like she got upset when they asked her about what Braun said about her the week before. And then, of course, we see Braun come down to the ring in all his bald glory, by the way, looking a little like
right.
the Big Show. People are calling him the Big Stro now, apparently. He came down to the ring with a little less on top, and he looked all the rage, all the monster that we kind of expected we would see. And then, of course, we got Alexa down with him. Alexa, of course, smacked him a little bit later on in the episode, saying that, this isn't you. And then Braun picked her up like she was a dust cloth over his head, held her up there for God only knows how long, and then called out the Fiend. The Fiend didn't come right away. Showed up a little bit later. The lights went down. The red lights came up. Fiend was in the ring, and Alexa was just thrown in a heap on the floor. And we cut to the screen where Braun has now disappeared and ended up on the Tron laughing hysterically as it ended. And also, the Fiend began laughing too. I think a lot of people kind of looked past that, but he was kind of laughing at the same time. So both of them laughing there. We'll talk about that because that's a point I think a lot of people might have missed. A lot of people didn't really talk much about. So, Jodie, what did you think of SmackDown?
Well, first of all, I want to say a big happy birthday to Wrestling Days fan.
Oh, yes.
Secondly, I did have to go back and watch this again because I was actually in the emergency room earlier that day. And when I got home, I was on a copious amounts of pain medication. So I was kind of half asleep when I watched it the first time. So initially I had a different reaction. Initially, I was kind of like, oh no, does this mean that, Alexa's going to be in this long term? What does this mean? Why are they bringing her back into it? I thought that was over with. And so then, the next day when the meds had kind of worn off, I went back and watched it again, and it was just mind games upon mind games upon mind games. And, in a way, I feel like the Fiend was taunting Braun, like, you're not really going to throw her. you're not gonna do anything. Like, I'm gonna stay, hidden. I'm not coming out there till you throw her on the ground. And that's exactly what he waited for. As soon as he actually threw her, the Fiend came out, and I thought it was a great little segment. The interview with Alexa. There were a lot of things that Alexa said that really I feel like could be some Easter eggs into this storyline as a whole. And really looking forward to SmackDown this week in the new venue, and SummerSlam on Sunday.
Those pictures that you see up there, that left one, I had a giggle because when he did that, I'm thinking of, I wonder if Braun was ever like a male cheerleader, and he used to pick up like the really light, the other cheerleaders that were in the, and then the one on the right is absolutely hilarious. I sent that out to you guys and had you caption that. Hilarious. The answers I got for that, absolutely hilarious. If you didn't see that on our Twitter, check it out. But yeah, whoever got that one, that's like with him screaming like that and her just falling from the sky, classic. And we didn't, obviously it wasn't seen because that was when it kind of went all dark and you didn't really see her fall for much of that. So again, really, really cool pictures. So shout outs to some people. Obviously, Dave's fan, happy birthday to our resident heel in the chat. Dave's fan, make sure you get some Snicker bars so we don't get that hangriness from you. Stay even keel in the chat. Eric Haberman, how are you, Eric? Drift Lewis, how are you tonight? Let's see. We got look, Jodie Gilly's in the chat. How does she get all over the place? James Chadwick, hello to you. How are you? Moda is here. How are you tonight?
Moda's making me giggle.
Oh yes, Moda put out a one-man gang reference. That's something. Haven't heard that in a while. We have somebody called Work Phone. All right, Work Phone is in the crowd, man. There are a lot of work phones around the world. So there you go. They are now represented in our chat. Kevin Correa is out there. Hello to you. Dave in real life, welcome. Sunny Wolf, welcome to you. Nails and NY, welcome to Nails. Josh Savage, welcome to you. Who else? Butterspark, welcome. Meme Collector 30 is here. Welcome to you. Sean Soslovich, I hope I didn't butcher that. Welcome to you. Let's see. DJ B. Tazzy, welcome to you as well. And thanks for the shout outs on your show earlier tonight. We really appreciate that. Check out DJ's shows, by the way. He has a tailgate party and an after party, I believe, after Raw tonight. Mike Lister. Hello, Mike. How are you? Big friend of the show. And my goodness, keep on going. Chris is here. Hello, Chris. How are you? I think I hit just about everybody. I think. Well, if I didn't hit you, hello. So yes, Jeff, what did you think of SmackDown? The events that we got there, were you surprised by the confrontation at all between Alexa and Braun? And then, and we're going to get to this in more detail, were you surprised that Braun used a little magic, it looks like, at the end of the show?
In terms of the whole segment, I thought it was great. I thought I did think we were going to get a confrontation with Alexa and Braun. Mm-hmm. I love the paintbrush technique that she used when she was slapping the crap out of him. She was just paintbrushing the crap out of him. But I thought we would get something like that. And at the beginning of it, when Braun wouldn't look at her, it was a little weird, but I get it. I mean, that's just good storytelling. With his emotions and not wanting to see her, because deep down, I think he still does care, but he doesn't want to show that to the Fiend. These pictures on the screen right now, when I first saw the one where she's in midair and he's, looking like he's about to eat a donut, that was a cool picture. But yeah, I thought it was really cool how the Fiend came in at the end, and her whole interview had so many things, like Jodie said. So yeah, Yeah, I think this is gonna get pretty crazy come Sunday.
Yeah, I would agree. A couple more people joined us. Trinard 2000, hello from Twitch. John Cena Gamer 0809, hello to you. Two quick little notes before we go on. One, I want to thank everybody. Number one, for hitting 800 subs on YouTube. That's amazing. Thank you all for spreading the word, for getting the word out there, for getting people to join, and for getting them to subscribe. And number two, we did for. And again, I have to thank you guys because you were cool enough to join us on Twitch so many times when we asked you. We did get an offer of affiliation with Twitch, which is also amazing. We're gonna see what we're gonna do with that because we think we might have another little way we want to go here first. So anyway. Yes. So thank you guys for all of that. It's amazing as always. We really, really appreciate all of the support. And also, if you are new, sub to our channel and also like our video, please. That would be amazing. The more likes we get, the better we do. So after this is done, you can close out or like the video now, close out and come back. Whatever you want to do, we don't care. Just hit that like button on the video. That helps us tremendously. So yes, so let's get to the next part of the segment, shall we? Let's touch on this because a lot of people got into this discussion after things wound down a bit, and I know I saw this all out there with you guys too. So let's touch on this. Does what happened with this Braun and Bray thing, did the roles reverse? Is the Fiend now heading toward a face turn? Because a lot of people said that because they said he came to Alexa's rescue, which he didn't arrive there right in time. Again, you had to really watch it. I could see why people thought that because, he got in there, but he had gotten in there when she was already slammed to the ground. So he didn't, come in there and stop Braun from doing it. So, those few seconds that you had in there might just make a difference in whether or not you think this way. But let's go to that question. Jodie, do you think are we seeing a role reversal now? I think a lot of the reason people are asking this is because this was rumored. So about a month and a half ago or so, longer maybe, we had a rumor saying that they were going to turn Braun, into a heel, and then they were going to turn Bray into a face. And it didn't really make a whole hell of a lot of sense because, they're both kind of tweeners. Bray is definitely a tweener. People obviously they love this character, but he's a heel. And so do you think that this changed the course of the directions for these two men? And do you think, is the Fiend now a face?
No. I think he's going to stay in that tweener character just because whether or not he's a heel or a face all depends on your perspective. So obviously from Bray's perspective, he's getting retribution for all the people that hurt him, and that can't really be deemed something that a heel would do, if that makes sense. If he was just attacking anybody anywhere anytime, that would be something a heel would do. So I think whether or not he's a heel or a face all depends on your perspective. I really don't think that he came out to rescue Alexa. I think just like the WrestleMania match, when he finally got John Cena to swing that chair, he disappeared, or Bray disappeared. And I think that's the same thing that's going on here. He finally got Braun to snap and throw Alexa and attempt to physically hurt her instead of emotionally hurt her. And then he shows up and he's like, see, I knew I could do it. I knew I could get you there. I knew I could push you that far. And I think that's what hinted at the laugh from the Fiend. I broke you and I'm not even done with you yet. So that's kind of how I see it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. John Dioria, welcome. He is on Twitter. That's cool, man. Glad you're watching from over there. Who else joined us? Somebody else, I think, joined us. Sean Rousset. Sean Rousset, hello. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Jeff, what do you think about that? Do you think there's any chance that we get superhero Fiend as opposed to evil villain Fiend coming out of this?
Yeah, I think we're going to get some type of his ability at that point will just stretch beyond anything that we've seen thus far. But to kind of go back to your other question in terms of face or heel, there are a few characters that don't really need that distinction, those distinctions at all. You've got someone like the Undertaker.
Yep.
Honestly, I even look at someone like Ric Flair, and then you have a character like the Fiend, who doesn't have to go one way or the other. His character is such that he can do kind of do whatever he wants. But I do think that I thought it was very interesting with Braun kind of using his powers now. I kind of figured we'd see that part of the change now, and I think we'll see the rest of the transformation on Sunday.
Yes, I would agree with both of you. I think that, again, too many people get this designation thing going where it's heel face. It's been happening for all the years of wrestling. There's always been heels, always been faces, but there are transitional characters. So, like Jeff said, The Undertaker, many people just love to hate people, and many just, so they don't necessarily have to have one or the other. And I think The Fiend falls into that category. I don't know that he necessarily meant to do that, but that's the way it's worked out. Now, as far as Braun goes, obviously we're seeing changes to Mr. Strowman. And like I said, the both of them were laughing at the end. Strowman obviously laughing, thinking he got the better of Bray because he disappeared like Bray does. And we've seen that. We've seen that before. A lot of times when he was cornered in a ring by someone like Daniel Bryan, when he was with Kane that one time, and, just would disappear. And obviously that's what led to the strap match between those two, because Daniel was like, I'm going to stop you from being able to escape. Well, which we know that didn't work out really well for Daniel, but it was a good try. And Braun did that, he did that on Friday. So, and then, of course, we saw Bray laughing as well. So, to Jodie's point, which is a good one, obviously this is not disappointing him in any way, or he would have kind of just stood there and been stunned by it. So the fact that he was gone and he was standing there laughing at him, I don't think he's necessarily all that upset about it. The fact that Braun disappeared from the ring. So, yes, we are seeing an obvious transformation from Braun, the first of which is the haircut. Now, let's go to this little tidbit, shall we? Why do you think he cut off all that hair? It's a lot easier to wear a mask when you don't have hair on your head. So
Bray doesn't have hair on the side of his head.
I wonder, right? I wonder if we're getting, and so many people are thinking such, are we getting a mask for Braun Strowman? Some kind of a mask that's going to be coming up here for SummerSlam. Let us know in the chat what you guys think. Jodie, are we going this far with Braun, or has the transformation ceased now?
It's funny that that Jeff just put that picture up, because I kind of been saying for a while that it's interesting that Braun has been changing without having encountered the Fiend yet, but that's not true, is it?
Nope.
He has encountered the Fiend already, so maybe this progression has just been a lot slower than everybody else's. If you go back to how Braun has changed since that moment when he did get attacked by the Fiend, it's been a slow progression of him back into this dark character. And until he started this feud with Funhouse Bray and then going into Cult Leader Bray, that's when we've really started to see that progression. But it's interesting to note that he's the only one that's come out of this with some kind of supernatural power like the Fiend does. And that's different than everybody else. And I think the difference is the swamp match. He went into that swamp, and I think something similar happened to Braun, that what happened to Bray when he got thrown into the lake of reincarnation. He became this supernatural being, and I think that's kind of what's happened with Braun now. So I think that is the natural progression, that he's going to become his own kind of fiend.
Yeah, yeah. I look. I mean, there's definitely things are changing here, and I don't necessarily think that that's the end of the change. Now, I know some people are saying, "Are we getting that boar mask that we all saw from Bray when he said, 'Let's take a good look at you before'?" Now, I don't know. I mean, that could also have been a reference to Cena. We're not 100% sure because obviously he was referring to Cena as being the glory, kind of always wanting the glory, wanting the things like that. So it could be kind of referred to like a boar or a hog because you want to hog the spotlight. You always want this. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if we're going to get that exact same mask, but I don't
never know with Bray.
Right. I don't think he's done changing either. I mean, obviously we saw the start of this, but it looks to me like we're going to get monster versus monster. This could be the clash of the Titans, similar to Godzilla versus Kong, or many of the big monster movies that you see, Jason versus Freddy. Many of those that you see, and of course everyone loves it. And this is, this could be what we're getting here and what we're leaning toward here. So. Let's talk about what Braun said. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff. What do you think of? Do you think Braun's coming out with a mask?
I do think he's coming out with a mask. I'm starting to wonder if it's the boar mask or we did see another mask that kind of looked Texas Chainsaw Massacre-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of wondering if that's the direction, but. Here's the thing with him being bald. Braun did the same thing. He realized something that I realized maybe about 6 years ago. When your hair starts creeping back to the middle of your head, it's time to let it go. So,
well, there you go. That explains it.
Very cool.
So, yeah, so it was just about time to let it go for him. So yeah.
I think it's too.
I identify with Braun being bald. So
Drift Lewis, thank you, sir. Even though I'm on holiday, I could not resist putting the insiders on. Great job as always. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Even on holiday, look at that. They're putting us on. Awesome. Moda says Braun could go over to Raw with the boar mask when he debuts there. We will talk about that. Good shout. We will talk about that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about the key thing that Braun said, shall we? Braun said, the Fiend changes everyone he touches. Wow. We had been assuming this for the longest time. Everybody that's been theorizing around this character, our show and See Wrestling, everybody who's been putting out things have said this for the longest time. Mm-hmm. It had never been confirmed until Friday night. So that finally got to be canon, where that was confirmed by Braun Strowman that the Fiend changes everyone he touches. And he said Alexa is going to change as well. So, wow, that was huge. Something that we have all been, wondering when they were going to say it. And, Bray, listen, I dig this. I really do. I like it because Funhouse Bray didn't have to come out and say it. Funhouse Bray didn't have to say it. Obviously, the Fiend is not going to say it.
Right.
So I'm glad someone else did. I like that because it just comes from a better place in that way. When you don't have the person saying it himself, it makes it all that much more meaningful, I think. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I absolutely love that. I'll go in reverse this time. Jeff, what did you think of them finally admitting to what we kind of all knew, but now all of a sudden it is absolute canon to the story?
I thought it was brilliant because, it's good storytelling not to let that out early. And we've assumed that, but now we have even more ties back to the people that the Fiend has faced. So whenever, in terms of a long-term story, whenever that person, what they're currently doing gets stale, they can now tie a change back to the Fiend, and it's always a relevant story. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was great. And And I thought it was telling too for him saying that to Alexa, because you can start to see this zoned out look that she has, and you can tell that something's going on with her. Even when she was talking to Braun, you could tell that she was still kind of, she wasn't her normal self either. So, I think we're going to start to see a change with her as well.
Welcome to Christopher LaVenture. He is watching from Twitch. Welcome to you, and thanks for joining us. If you are over there and have never watched us before, hit the sub button on Twitch. That would be awesome. Yes, that statement from Braun was just amazing. Jodie, what did you think about them finally confirming this?
I was so excited. I was like, finally, we get some kind of confirmation that we're not all going crazy and, doing all these theories and thinking about where this is going and all that. But I was very happy that we got that confirmation as a fan. Alexa said a couple of very key things as well, though.
Oh, yeah, we got to go over that for sure. We got to go over that. The first one, let's start with Moth to a Flame. Moth to a Flame. That was interesting as well. And she said that in her interview earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So Moth, we all know what that means. Moths, of course, are attracted to flame and light enough to the point where they will kill themselves. Going in there and letting it burn them. So that statement has been around for eons, and that's what that literally means. So Moda asked, did Jason beat Freddie? Yes, he did. Anyway, but yeah, let's go to that. So, this is so. This is, again, great storytelling all around. I love this because now what do you got? You have is Alexa now somehow mesmerized by the Fiend's power, somehow mesmerized. Look, Alexa played a Harley Quinn character. Fiend is similar. The mask is made from a Joker character. So you get these people out there that are attracted to the power, attracted to what they're. So look, that's obviously something we have to touch on. Does this go in that direction? But what did you make of Moth to a Flame, Jodie?
It adds to my theory about what's happening to people after they are touched by the Fiend. So I may have to come back to that one.
Okay. All right. Jeff, Moth to a Flame, man. What did you think? I absolutely loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, I think that after the whole thing with Nikki, I think Alexa is starting to search for her next, whatever the case may be. And I think initially she was afraid, but now that she's seen what these changes can do, that's what attracts her to it, because she knows that this version of her isn't working anymore. Now it's time for the old to die and something new to be born.
I absolutely cannot love that stuff enough. Look, this is so cool, guys, because we all love Bray, right? Obviously, that's why we're all here. If you're not, you're in the wrong show. But we all love this character. And how cool is this that Vince could now have somebody around that could change a character if they get stale? All you have to do is put it. Now, I get it. He's going through his circle and his stories, but when this character gets done with that stuff, man, you could just have him be around. And when Vince doesn't think somebody's working out, just send him over to the Fiend. Boom, done. Okay, go right back. You're somebody else now. I love that. I absolutely love that. This, again, look, this is just amazing storytelling. Kudos to Bray for coming up with this. And listen, I would love to hear sometime down the road. Maybe we'll get a little bit of this with Kyle teaser upcoming on this Monday. But maybe Kyle will say, was this part of the plan? Did they design this to be, you know what? You're going to be the guy who is going to take people's souls away from them and change them. And this way, when wrestlers get, lousy and their gimmick is crap, you're going to be the one that's going to go in there and you're going to change all this stuff. I mean, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And man, would this guy have a shelf life if that was the case?
Heck yeah.
Boy, oh boy, would he have a shelf life. Mike Lister says, Alexa has always had that inner darkness, and the Fiend has awoken that, hence her not acting utterly repulsed by the Fiend when he attacked her and the following week, and she tells Nikki she's fine. Yeah, good call. Great shout. Yes, she has. She has been a heel. And Alexa,
she's a great heel.
Great heel, yes.
Amazing heel.
Just going to say that. Many people are going to definitely say that she is much better suited in that character
as fantastic.
A heel than what she has been. I mean, didn't all you guys think all along that at some point she's going to turn on Nikki Cross?
Yes.
Didn't you feel that way? I mean, I know I did. I was kind of waiting for it to just happen one day when she was going to get pissed and turn on Nikki. You just kind of felt it was coming. And so why would you feel that way unless that was the way she was? So, yeah, absolutely. Chris wants to know what if the Fiend attacks Vince? Oh, we'd all love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Although I don't think Vince is going to take a mandible claw anytime soon. Maybe not at this age. Maybe about 20 years ago he might have done it.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I think he's a little bit too old now. Randy beats Drew, Fiend beats Strowman, then they have Survivor Series. Yes, that's what we're hoping. That's what we're hoping for. So Jody, go ahead. Why don't you go with your theory now while my dog is barking? So go ahead and talk about your theory.
So the other thing that Alexa said that really stood out to me was when she was slapping Braun in the face, she kept telling him to wake up. Wake up. This isn't you. Wake up. Wake up. And I got to thinking, why would she say something like that? Why would she pick those words, wake up? And that's kind of my theory about what the Fiend is doing to people. And if you look at the way Braun was, he wouldn't look at her. He was very much in this hypnotic state. If you look at how Funhouse Bray is, when he starts to go to that dark place where he becomes the Fiend, he gets in this very hypnotic state. So I think that's what the Fiend is doing to these people. He's almost suppressing their soul and hypnotizing them into being this other version of themselves. So, and that's why they all kind of get that blank stare. So that's kind of, I don't know. That's just my theory.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Alexa was saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. She was trying to get Braun's humanity to come back out. Like, this isn't you. Come back. Come back to me. This is not who you are. And, the same thing happened in that Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins. The ref kept saying, stop it. This is not you. This is not who you are. None of these people are who they are because they've been some kind of they've got some kind of hypnosis going on with the Fiend.
Yeah, look, I mean, you look at characters like he plays here, and obviously it's a demon character, right? I mean, he refers to himself as a demon, refers to himself. We see references to Dante's Inferno and hell and the entrance to hell, and we see that all the time. So if that's what he's playing, then obviously what's happening here is that classic demonic possession where they leave a piece of themselves in whatever they come in contact with, and then that person is never the same as they used to be. I mean, absolutely, and that's what he's playing out here.
Compare it to The Exorcist too. I mean, she got possessed by the devil himself, and she completely changed. She wasn't herself at all, and it took somebody coming in to pull that part of her back out, to be strong enough to push the devil out of her.
Yeah, no, that's very true, and I think that's what they're going here with here. I mean, it's just logical and it fits the story 100%. Go Sox Time says, I mean, Alexa cosplay as Harley. Yeah, she did. She dressed up as Harley Quinn in one of the WrestleManias, I believe that is. Butterspark, will Alexa have the mandible claw as a finishing move? I don't think so. But look, I mean, obviously they're going to change her up. I'm sure she will still probably use her, some of the same moves that she had before. You never know. Maybe she will come up with something different. EJ Movement has joined us as well. Sorry I'm late. No worries, man. But yes. So, all right, let's move on to the next part of this. So we saw how it ended. We saw, like I said, Braun thinking he got the best of him and laughing on the screen, and then Bray laughing back. So now we're past SmackDown. We're on to this coming Friday, which is a go-home show. Now, we all know the go-home shows, right? UGH, go-home shows kind of suck. But, look, at this point, with these two guys the way they are, and the Fiend being the one who's coming out, I don't know that we're going to have a final confrontation on SmackDown. I don't think we're going to get a contract signing on SmackDown. So something is going to – yeah, my dog was excited in real life, yes. Yeah, Marley was excited about the Fiend talk. But, yeah, I don't think that's what we're going to get. However, something big is going to happen. I'm sure of it. And the reason why I think that is, we've talked about this earlier, we've got Thunderdome coming starting Friday. So SmackDown is getting this first, not a shocker because of the money Fox doled out and the fact that they're going to start this on a SmackDown instead of a Raw. So we're getting this new thing that we're going to hear all about tonight, I'm sure, where fans are going to be allowed to go on and sign up. I don't know if all of you are going to try to do that. I know I am, but I'm sure the internet is going to break and their site is going to break from all the people that are going to try. So good luck. If you get that, let us know because I'd like to see. I'm personally, I want to see what's going to go on with it. I think they're going to charge to do it because it wouldn't make sense that they didn't. This could be something where they recoup some funds by having people be a part of the shows without actually being there in virtual reality and so on and so forth. But there was a comment that I put out this morning that said that referred to it as, and they mentioned this, characters like the Fiend, where they are very intricate characters, are going to get almost like their own thing here. And they referred to it as the Fiend Dome with a dash in the middle of the two words. Wow. I mean, what is this guy? I mean, I don't think we'll see this until SummerSlam. But what the heck is that going to look like? Like the stuff they can use, the fact that they're going to have drones flying around, they're going to have, special effects and camera things and this and that. Like this could be absolutely amazing. We already heard that Code Orange is rumored to be there to maybe play his theme song.
Oh God.
This is going to be all out crazy. And yeah.
I do have to say, when they announced that it was called the Thunderdome, all I could think of was that movie Waiting. And
okay.
He comes in.
Yes.
And he's introducing him
Welcome
to
to
the
the
kitchen staff.
Thunderdome.
And Dane Cook just goes, "Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch."
Well, for those of you who are old enough, Mad Max Part 3 was entitled Beyond Thunderdome. So that was the Mad Max, not the current one that you guys all saw, but the one with Mel Gibson that had two sequels. The first, obviously, is iconic, and then the next two. And Tina Turner, who was extremely popular in the 80s, played one of the people in charge of that Thunderdome. And of course, she had that song, "We Don't Need Another Hero." If you don't know it, I threw it up on her Twitter. And I even said, man, bring Mel Gibson in and bring Tina Turner in to sing the song when you start it up and have her sing. It's definitely an odd name. I could see why they're kind of using it because of the shape could be of the structure.
Well, it's a dome, and they're trying to make it loud, like thunder. I get it.
But this could be one of the coolest things that we have seen yet. And man, I can't wait. Obviously, quick shameless plug, by the way, we will be doing a watch along for this. So if you're
are we doing video for this?
No, I don't think we are. I don't think so. Not yet.
No.
We're not quite there yet. We don't want to scare people away from the Thunderdome. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Because
But
I guarantee you, all of our jaws will be on the floor.
yes.
Yeah.
So if you're going over there for Days' reactions, look, put us on the tablet, put Days on the phone, vice versa, whatever you want to do, because we're going to have some amazing reactions also. I can tell you that. Nobody can match some of his, obviously, but we're going to do our damn best to try. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that obviously is this coming Sunday, and we will start a bit early for the show. I think we'll start probably maybe a half hour or so before kickoff comes on. So yes, psyched up for that. But let's go forward. So Jodie, where do you think we are headed here? I mean, nobody's really saying. They're keeping this very hush-hush, which I love. Nobody's talking about it much. You're not seeing a lot about it in the spoilers or anything out there. Trust me, I've checked. So where are we going with this? I mean, is this going to be, are we getting a cinematic match? They didn't make a stipulation. They don't have anything like that out there. Are we getting a cinematic match? Is this going to be a straight old monster fight inside of a ring? How do you think that SummerSlam is going to go? And obviously, the other thing too, we got to keep in mind is Alexa playing him. Is she really on Braun's side, and is she playing Bray to try to help Braun? Because that's out there too. So one question at a time. Go and talk about the SummerSlam one, Jodie, first, and then tell me if you think that Alexa could be playing him.
Well, first of all, I want to give major props to WWE, which is something I do not do very often, for trying something new. And Dave in real life just said it too, and I was thinking it, they're trying, and they really want to try to find a way to have the fans interact, because it's obviously, we're not getting fans back anytime soon. So I do want to give them major props for, trying something new and trying to get the fans involved a little bit more than we have been. I think that's great. I am as giddy as a toddler on Christmas morning about this. Oh my gosh, just imagining the Fiend's entrance inside that Thunderdome. I have goosebumps on my arm just thinking about it. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. I'm so excited. Like I said, all of our jaws are going to be on the floor.
I have to interrupt you for one quick second, Jodie, because I'm going to tell you something. If they bring a drone out and somehow film him walking upside down to the ring, I'm out. I'm done. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm out. I'll come back, I promise, for when the match starts. But other than that, if they do something like that where they're filming him from the bottom side, man. No, if I see him spider walk to the ring, I'm out.
I don't think he will. I think that's something he does in the ring. The Fiend likes to come out very serious,
methodically, yes.
Methodically when he's walking to the ring, just to get that last few seconds of intimidation on whoever he's coming after. So I don't think we get that, but I think it is going to be absolutely fantastic. Just the lights and the strobes alone, especially me having a lighting background and my husband having a lighting background, we are just absolutely going giddy over it. I think this week on SmackDown, we're going to get some kind of stipulation named. I think Braun actually said that Bray could have whatever he wanted. So I think that's where we're going to get maybe Bray picking the stipulation for the match. I do think it is going to be a ring match. I think it's going to be monster versus monster. There may be some cinematic elements now that we've got the Thunderdome. They may do some cool things with that, but I still think it's going to be an in-ring match. And I think the Fiend will emerge victorious.
All right, there you go. Dave in real life asked earlier up in the chat, are we streaming NXT? Yes, we are. That is our very first WWE stream, and that is this coming Saturday. Yes, Jeff will start that one out. I will join him as soon as I get home from my other job, which I really wish I didn't have to go to, but hey, that's a whole nother story. Yes.
I didn't answer the Alexa playing the Fiend. I think it's possible. But if you think about, but it's unlikely because Braun kind of said everybody changes when they encounter the Fiend, and she didn't just encounter the Fiend; she got a mandible claw from the Fiend. So I think it's unlikely, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah, Moda said that he didn't want to see that because it makes the Fiend look weak. Yeah, I don't know that that's the thing that I want to see either. He also said, Joe, they get the girl from the movie The Ring to walk crazy. He said, no. I don't want to see that at all. No, sir. No, we're good. Nope, we're good. We're good. Imagine if imagine if they well, we're just going to make this 100% creepy, and we're going to get the girl from The Ring and shots of Linda Blair, and we're just going to throw them right by the Fiend as he's walking into the ring. Yeah, then nope.
Well, let's remember they do have to keep this TV 14. They're not going to go that
true.
crazy, but
yes, true.
But the lights, the fog, the music, all of it's going to be amazing.
Yes, yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Jeff, what do you think we are going to see here in the Thunderdome on Sunday? And don't say it's going to be Mad Max versus the Fiend.
No, it won't be Mad Max versus the Fiend. Not this time. But I think whatever we get is just going to be magical. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get monster versus monster. I do think that. I like what they're doing with these changes. So yeah. I really, really think we're gonna get something cool. Joe, I would love to see them do the upside down thing, or bring in the ring girl, because I just want to hear your reaction to it. I just want to. I just want to hear your live reaction to it.
You won't hear me or see me at that point. I'll be out like the Tasmanian devil tornado going away from the computer. So you just will not see me. Yeah. It'll be done. TurboCast, hello to you. How are you? Nice to see you. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and I do think that Alexa thinks she's trying to play the Fiend, but the Fiend knows what's going on. So
yeah.
I think that's the case with both Braun and Alexa. They think that they have him, played at this point. They think they have him tricked. But the Fiend, he's changed them, so wouldn't he have the ability to know exactly what they're going to try and do, because he's the one that changed them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep. C Wrestling says, imagine if they offer Thunderdome in VR. I had said
I'm down. I have a VR.
Yep, I was saying this earlier today. The cool thing about this is, and we'll talk more about this on our podcast on Wednesday, because this is going to be a big thing. Look, this could be a game changer. This could be an absolute game changer for sports. I mean, if this is going to be the way that this is going to go, and these other sports see that this works, they may very well go this route where, look, even when this is all over, people are still going to be leery about, buying a ticket, going to an event that has 60 to 100,000 people. They're going to be leery still about doing that. So if you don't want to do that, what's to say you can't hook up with a VR company like Oculus or whoever it is and sell a virtual ticket? Sell a virtual ticket to that show where they have these drones, maybe have a camera for that specifically, and you put those glasses on and you are there like you're sitting in the front row. And obviously it would not be cheap. You got to get yourself a good system, and that Oculus can cost a lot of money with the cameras and everything you set up in your house. But look, this could be next gen tech here. And if that happens, wow. People will pay. People will pay. If you can't get to these events and you don't want to buy the tickets and you're afraid of being around all these people, they probably figure a couple $100 for a ticket to do that. people would probably love it. Sit in your own living room, pass the goggles around, let your son or your daughter check out the Fiend match when he's right up close in your face. That would be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Moda says Braun or Alexa will help join or join the Fiend after SummerSlam. Just feels like it's building towards that.
I hope not.
Yeah, I still kind of don't think they're gonna do a faction. Not just yet. It just doesn't seem like it's the right time for that. It's been rumored. It's out there. There's a lot of people saying that. A lot of people are saying some of the possibilities for this whole storyline. I think there's a thing on Bleacher Report today, some absurd and some not so absurd things that could happen in this. One of them was that Braun joins Bray, and that was one of the absurd ones that they had. But it's out there, and I mean, I don't know. I think, and a lot of you guys have mentioned this too. We've got the draft coming up too. They're all talking about that in October. So obviously, they're gonna shake things up a bit, right? So they're gonna shake some things up, like Vince has to say all the time. And look, what better time to move Braun?
Fans, we're gonna start listening to you more.
What a better time to do that than when this is all done. Moving forward, you maybe put Braun on Raw, have him be a big villain over there. They don't have as many, big heels on Raw. Right? They have Seth and Randy, but you can switch these guys all around. Let the Fiend over here. Of course, if he wins the title, Jeff, do you think the Fiend is walking out of SummerSlam with the belt?
I do. I do think he's going to walk out with the belt, and I think that'll create a little bit of time for Braun to go away, and then we see him go on to Raw eventually. That's my gut feeling at this point. They could do something. Now here's something I haven't heard anyone say. Maybe, I don't know, maybe someone has, but I could almost see them, now that Payback has been confirmed, doing something where we get some type of non-finish, and it's left to where we don't really we don't know what the end result is, and they complete this at Payback the following week.
Oh, don't play with my emotions like that.
Yeah. Look, we've never been in a position like this before where we've had 2 back-to-back pay-per-views. Never has this happened before. I know a lot of people are rumoring that Payback is going to be mostly about Retribution. So we'll see. That could be. But yeah, interesting thought. Could they carry this over to the following week? Could we carry this over to another pay-per-view? Wouldn't be completely unheard of if both of them disappear. To Jeff's point, and I don't know if many of you guys know this, but Braun, before he was summoned back to compete with Goldberg and beat him, he was going to take a vacation. Braun was scheduled for a leave from WWE TV for a while, so never really got to do that. Now, he was off for a few weeks, but like Jeff said, maybe he'll take another couple of weeks after this ends, and maybe that's when the transformation completes him. He's lost his title. He's lost what he held most dear, and then maybe that's
Alexa.
And maybe that's what completes the turn, the transformation over to what he's going to become. So, great point. Absolutely great point.
Well, you have to remember too, Seth's about to have a baby, so he's going to be gone for a while. They need a big heel on Raw.
True. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too, because Seth will be off. We all saw how long Bray was away for paternity. I think they give guys a couple months now. I think for paternity leave in most companies, and WWE could probably be a lot more lenient with some of their stars. So that is something that'll be coming up where Seth will be gone, and that'll be one of the bigger heels lost.
I believe it's in December.
Yeah,
I think she's due in December.
Yeah, so that would mean that Seth may not be around for the Rumble, might not be around for a couple of the pay-per-views after that. So, absolutely, good call. We'll see. But yes, I was of the mindset that he was going to win this title, pretty much from the start.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of shook me a little bit because after I saw the whole monster thing, then I'm thinking to myself, well, Braun has shown in matches with Funhouse Bray, which are completely different, but has shown that he is just going to throw him around and shown that monster side of him. Now, if he's even more powerful now, and obviously Bray is more powerful than he is when he's Funhouse Bray as the Fiend. I mean, this is an even up, straight up monster versus monster fight, and there's nothing really else between them other than the fact that one of them is stronger than the other. I don't know. I'm still going to say yes, the Fiend is going to win. I think I'm going to say it mostly too because of what we've heard about them needing a face of the company. Because listen, the Fiend is money. I've said that. We've all said that for the last few weeks. He's money. He's merch. He's ratings. The SmackDown ratings. Hey, let's talk about some demos. Everybody loves the word demos. Let's talk about some demos. The demos on SmackDown last week. They were up. They were right up there with the stuff that's on the main cable channel. So right up there with CBS and NBC last week's SmackDown. So look, guys, the Fiend is ratings, and that's what Fox wants. That's what Fox wants from the beginning. So would they have him be that face of their company? I kind of think so, because I think the plan may have been before Roman kind of bowed out and said, nope, I can't be there. The plan may have been Roman, because of, we kind of saw him always as the first character that leaps off the screen at you when they'd start the SmackDown theme song. But I think now they have to change plans. They have to change plans. And it could also be a little bit of the whole, Vince screws up, Vince makes mistake, Vince kind of turns around and tries to correct mistake and hope people forget about mistake. It could also be that kind of thing too.
Like the match that shall not be named.
Yes, because he's done that before. He's absolutely done that before. So, yeah, I'm going to say Bray does win this. I think it's going to be a really, really good match either way. I think it's going to be these two guys I think are just going to beat the living hell out of each other. Probably use finisher after finisher, and we're going to get kicked out. Well, look, when Seth beat him, we had 19,000 curb stomps. So I'm expecting we're going to see
a long match.
Braun use his power slam and Bray use the mandible claw, and they're going to kick out of it. So just be expecting that, because that's what we're going to get when you see monster versus monster. And who knows what finally puts this away, what finally finishes this off. Alexa may not have to do anything more than come down to the ring, get on the ring apron, and distract Braun to end up having him win the match. We'll see. Is she going to play a part into this? Is she going to be the one that determines the fate of either one of the men here? We shall see. Sonny says,
I don't want her to.
Yeah, well, it may not.
I think if she comes down to the ring and distracts Braun, I think that hurts the Fiend a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, that takes away from the Fiend winning on his own. It probably sounds really weird to say that, because obviously, I love Bray and he's amazing, but I don't want her to do that. I want him to win this all on his own.
It could also be that she could come down after the match as well, because, if Strowman's kind of laid out and she's concerned about him, and she comes down to the match, or comes down to the ring, and Strowman's in the ring, and all of a sudden, Braun, looks like she's going to help him and then turns on Braun. Yeah. Could end up happening some way like that as well. So it doesn't have to necessarily mean that they'll have this happen in the match. But yeah, crazy, man. So much coming up. This week is just insane. Deanna says Bo Dallas joins Bray. That may happen somewhere down the road. Turbo says no more drafts, please. Butterspark says, the draft. Yeah, I know. Let's just not have the boardroom stupidity. I don't mind it if they have them in the arena and they announce the picks and things like that. But the boardroom stupidity that they had from Fox, terrible. Yeah, we don't need to have Bray Wyatt on, have a little figure of Bray Wyatt on the table and say, all right, we're going to draft Bray Wyatt in the 7th round and we're going to do it, come on. That we don't need. No. That we absolutely don't need. Eva Marie, as my love life says, the Fiend will win the title. Yes, that's what we said as well. Butterspark running into doors, throwing glass, and downing bleach. What is that all about? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Don't drink bleach, guys. Don't drink bleach. Sonny Wolf says, screw the brand split. Well, we know Sonny's not a fan of the draft. Nail says, I'm sick of pay-per-views that set up pay-per-views. We've already had that. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I'm still maybe under the impression that that Payback may mostly be. I mean, we did get one match for it already. The tag team titles, the women's championships are on the line there. But
I think that's where we're going to see Bailey and Sasha split.
Could be. Absolutely could be. Yes. And everybody's been waiting for that to happen.
Oh,
so,
God.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Christopher says if Fiend versus Randy was for the WWE Championship, I hope that there would be a 2.0 Fiend Championship. So, you're talking about another belt. That would be cool. Who knows? WWE likes to make belts and likes to make money on new belts.
Yes, they do.
So that you never know. You never, ever know. Meme Collector says they've been delaying the Braun Fiend match for a while now. I doubt they would delay it so much if Braun is going to win again. Yeah, a lot of it doesn't make sense.
Well, you have to think about the progression, too.
Right. Yep. Yeah, we've been going at this now for a while. This has been going on for 3 months or so now. So I think this is going to be the culmination of it.
Yeah, time to close the book.
Yeah. I think this is going to be the culmination. This is going to be the end of it. And DJ B. Tazzy is doing the money. Money. Is that what you're doing? That one? Everybody's got a price. The $1 Million Man. Yeah, man. We just put up Demon versus Seth 3 hours ago. That's interesting. Okay. 16 stomps, says Dave's fan. Yeah, it was a lot of stomps. It was definitely a lot of stomps. Yeah, guys. So, look, I mean, this is where we're at. And we have just an unbelievable week coming up here. Quick little outro here. I'll just tell you what we're doing. We have, of course, tomorrow night, we have Impact. And we have Impact pay-per-view quality, basically Impact for the next 2 weeks. Make sure you join us for that. The matches are amazing. So be there for the watch-along for Impact. Wednesday, we will have our normal podcast, which, there's going to be so much going on. I'm not going to even know what to talk about because we have way too much. Gary cannot, unfortunately, join us for that. He has a very, very big schedule this week as well, as you might imagine. And he also has things going on with his work, too. So he will not be there, but we will still move on with that show. We will go on at normal time at 10:15. And then Thursday, we have our Insiders SummerSlam preview show at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be with all of us. Jeff, myself, Jody, and Brandy will be there with us also. So we will talk to you about that. We may also, Gary may join us for that. We're not sure. I asked him about it, so we'll see. He might join us for that as well. Friday, we have Hot Tag with Jeff and Brandy. Jeff, is it still Macho Man this week, part 3?
No, it'll just be me this week.
Right,
and I'm going to go over JYD, Junkyard Dog.
That is correct. Yes, Brandy can't make that one this week. Yes, so it will be Jeff doing a little Junkyard Dog action on Friday on Hot Tag. Saturday night is a big one. We are doing our first WWE pay-per-view watch-along. That will be NXT TakeOver. Very excited for that on Saturday. So if you're not going anywhere else to watch it along with us. We will be really, really having a lot of fun with that. And then the big one, SummerSlam Sunday. We will join you early. We will start, and we will be doing our first WWE pay-per-view watch-along, and that is SummerSlam, and it should be an amazing show. So, guys, final thoughts, guys. Jeff, go first. I'll have Jody take us out.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get something a little more concrete come Friday, and really excited to see how this match turns out. And last thing I want to say to folks is make sure you join us this weekend for all of our stuff. And if you're not an Impact fan and you want to get into it, tune in the next couple weeks because these matches are going to be insane. And last thing I'll say is if you want to listen to this episode or other shows that we do on the go and you want to take that with you and you like podcast, we're on every single podcasting platform that you can probably name. So check us out there, download the episodes, and give us a good review.
Yeah, great call, Jeff. We are, a lot of people don't. I mean, obviously, we're on YouTube and Facebook and Periscope on Twitch. So we're on a lot of formats you could watch, but we're also on formats you can listen. So if you don't have the time, some people don't have the time to sit in front of a screen and just kind of plunk down and listen. If you're on your way to work, whatever, check us out on those podcast platforms. Yes, join us on any of them: Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, all of those you see listed below on your screen. And check it out there as well. And like Jeff said, if you do, please give us a rating. That'd be awesome. After this video ends, please go and give us a like on the video. That helps us out a lot, and we would love to have you do that. And so, Jodie, man, we've got a week coming.
Yes, we do. Oh my gosh. so much coming. I'm really, really, really excited about our prediction show. I think that's going to be awesome.
Yep.
I may be able to jump in on the NXT watch along at some point. I think we have dinner plans, but I should be able to be there if you guys would like me to join. I will be a little bit late to the SummerSlam watch along because we will be watching the IndyCar race. Woohoo! So I'll be a little bit late to that, but I will definitely be there. I'm super excited to share all this with you guys. I'm really, really excited about where this show is going and can't wait.
Absolutely. Well said. And yes, we are. Hello to Cat Girl, who just joined us, by the way. If you missed it, go back and rewatch it. It'll be coming out very soon once we're done here. But yes, as always, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We wouldn't be here without our Fireflies, which is you. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Abby's Window. The next time we talk to you here, we will have known what happened. We will know the end of the story, right?
Oh, gosh.
And by the way, just in case you were thinking about not showing up, we're going to have Kyle Scarborough with us as well next Monday night to talk about all of this.
I'm so
Give
excited.
us his opinion on what the heck is going on and tell us some of his stuff as well. So, man, what a episode next Monday will be. Make sure you're right back here. Same.
It's also a possibility that on Monday we will have Kyle and Jesse.
Oh, there you go. We could do Who Knows Bray Best Trivia. Yes, we wanted to do that for ages. But yes, make sure you guys are here. Join us throughout the week, and we will see you all wherever we see you. Hopefully, we'll see you all tomorrow, maybe not the next day. If not, we'll see you over the weekend. But listen, come back here next week. Same Bray time, same Fiend channel. Join us next week. Take care, everybody, and have a great night. Enjoy Raw and enjoy the Thunderdome.